I'm a total confidence junkie. I've spent most of my life really exploring and being a student of confidence and how to build confidence. It's something that has not always been easy for me to do. I have had a lot of personal experiences of being bullied when I was a kid, um, growing up too fast, being taller than all the other girls, getting boobs before all the other girls. Just, these awkward kind of like ugly duckling stages of growing up that made it so that I was really ashamed of myself for most of my childhood and teenage years. I don't even think I really grew out of it in my 20s. It's, really been since I've been diving deep into personal development and being an entrepreneur that I've really been so curious about confidence. So today I'm going to share with you all the different ways that I think about confidence and how I help build confidence in myself, and also how I help my clients, my coaching clients, and see them build their confidence through the process. It's been an amazing experience because I have watched so many of my clients just like totally start believing in themselves, totally honoring themselves, saying no to things, going and making those bold moves. There's just been so many beautiful experiences of witnessing that with people that I surround myself with, that I thought it would be really helpful to share these tips with you. So here we go. I've got a whole bunch of cards and I'm going to read them just to make sure I get all of the things I want to say right. So here's the first one. Confidence comes from understanding the wholeness of who you are, the good and the growing, right? The good and the growing. This is like such an integral part of building confidence, and more so tapping into our confidence because it's already there. It's a matter of remembering that confident part of ourselves and tapping into that. And your confidence is a muscle that grows stronger every time you honor yourself, right? That's a big part of what I've learned over the years. It's when I honor myself, my wants, my needs, my desires, all of those things really help me build my confidence because I'm honoring myself and what I want and the ways I want to move in the world. So here's another one. Small wins, big changes, right? Big changes from small wins. So what do I even mean by that? Well, I'll share a personal experience with you of how much it's changed my life to not only celebrate my wins that I achieve in my career, or so we'll celebrate our financial wins, right? When we get certain types of work or whatever, and we're making more money, all those wins are really good. But it's also the wins of like how I've shifted inside, or how I'm starting to see the way that I move in the world that helps others out. It's also those like desires that we have in the world. When we start to kind of like see in ourselves that we're taking those little actions that's helping us really get there. It's those small, tiny actions, right? Those micro movements that over time, if we're really consistent with it, I think that's one of the biggest ways that have built my confidence over the years, is taking those tiny micro movements, those tiny actions, and just not giving up, just keep on going, right? Keep on going. It's like with music practice, it's easy to recognize that. Daily practice. It's, anything we want to focus on. One of my coaches today actually shared something that I loved, Gina Keeping. She was talking about how there's the 100 rule, and 100 hours within a year, if you're focusing on something that you want to grow with, if you do 100 hours within the year for that, you'll be 95% better than the rest of the population at that thing. And that equals 18 minutes a day, by the way. But it's true, daily action, like really just showing up for ourselves for what we want in life. Tiny, tiny little actions over time really become a big, big deal and lots of big change. Here's another one. And this one's a little hard to do. I must say, I still work on this all the time. Getting curious about myself and getting to know who I am. Part of how I've been doing that is to take time for myself every day, to actually schedule it in. And for me, that experiment is happening every morning when I get up, that I journal and I meditate and I do affirmations and I write out all the things I'm grateful for. And I even do venting, free-form writing, where I just write about whatever I need to release from my system. Like all of these things, right, are helping me learn more about myself and all the different parts of me and really accepting that. And that's building confidence. Here's another one. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. And I would even say people who really see your potential, see the possibility in you. This has always been a game changer for me, and I'm sure it is for anyone who's watching this video. Think about like in your childhood, there's always that one teacher, right? That one teacher who really saw you for who you are and celebrated your gifts and really helped you thrive with those things. And that happens in our adult life too, who we surround ourselves with. If we can surround ourselves with people who really believe in us and see like these great things for us, we can start to kind of be convinced that they're true and believe it for ourselves. That's one of the reasons why I think it's really important as musicians to build these teams of supporters, different parts of our team of people who really want to help us shine and thrive. And how much of a difference that can make in our life. Practice self-compassion. It's not about pushing yourself to be better. Yeah, it's about loving yourself, right? And it's about like accepting yourself exactly where you are. Here's a perfect example. Like I'm creating these videos, don't really know what I'm doing, but I have this desire inside to just give, and be of service to help anyone who might resonate with these videos. You know, it's not felt all fuzzy inside to do it though. It's actually quite scary to be in front of the camera every week and to convince myself that I have something valuable to say. But what I love about the experience too is like these moments where I'm totally laughing at myself inside because I can be so silly. I can be so clumsy and I can like stutter, like say the wrong expressions and words. Like it's just part of who I am. And that self-acceptance, to be able to just look at myself on the camera after I do these videos and it's like, oh, I've got a really shiny face. Oh my gosh, look at what I was wearing, and just laugh about it instead of, thinking that everything has to be super perfect, because that's the next card, right? It's about being messy and like, it's not about perfection. Confidence actually requires authenticity. And I work on this with my clients a lot. And I have conversations with a lot of friends about this too. Because a lot of people will say like, Rozalind, like, I don't know how you can share some of the things you share. Like you share such vulnerability about things and I can deeply relate to it. And they're like, but I would never feel safe to go there. And it's like, but you know what? By me being who I truly am, like, and the feelings that I feel and the experiences I go through that make me who I am, to be able to share that actually authentically really actually makes me feel seen in the world. It brings me closer to other people. And more importantly, it really does build my confidence to be myself in the world. And it's way less effort, way less energy, and way less stress by just actually showing up the way I am. Here's some other things that have really helped me in my confidence journey. And I talked about this already, but I'm going to remind you, taking daily action, consistency is key. That daily action really is key. Anything that we focus on every day that we want to kind of like move the needle on, you are going to build confidence in that area from focusing on it. And another big one for me is making bold moves. And this is something I work on all the time with my clients, helping them see that when they step outside of their comfort zone, real magic is going to happen for them. Making those bold moves help us grow. It feels scary. It feels awkward. We might even fail at it. But by actually making that move happen, oh my gosh, like when I follow through on that, it makes me feel so good inside. You know, I'll give you an example. I have been doing these newsletters now. I just worked on volume 3 of my Inspiration Soup newsletter. And I changed email campaign platforms, and I was like having to like kind of teach myself all this new software that I wasn't used to using. And I like had all the different things of like why I should go back to what I was used to. But I was like, no, I'm actually going to follow through on this. I'm going to send this out. I'm going to get this done. I don't care how much time it takes. I'm going to tackle this thing. And I sent it out this morning, and oh my gosh, it made me feel so much better. It made me feel more confident that, yeah, I can do the hard things. And this is also part of it. The more you try new things, the more you begin to see that failure is a stepping stone. Then failure doesn't feel so brutal, right? Because if we're trying new things all the time and stepping outside of our comfort zone, then we're more comfortable with acknowledging that this is just a stepping stone. This is just a hiccup, you know? It's you got to move backwards sometimes in order to move forwards. So just a little reminder about that. And then this is also important when it comes to that, speaking kindly to yourself. You know, are you being a coach to yourself? Are you being a loving friend? Or are you being a complete critic? You know, have you named your bully inside? I know I have. And my bully likes to take over my thoughts all the time. But the thing is, we've got to be our biggest cheerleader. And so it's important to work on our thoughts and like really think about, am I high up the mood ladder, or am I way low on the mood ladder? Am I like optimistic right now, or am I really cynical and pessimistic? Because we want to get ourselves up that mood ladder. That's where creativity lies. That's where we can take those bold moves. That's where we build our confidence. Clarity in your communication. This is a big one, and something that I have definitely been experimenting a lot with over the past bunch of years. I find that as I build more clarity in how I speak with people, how I communicate with them, and how I form clear agreements with them, it builds my confidence because I feel that it's honoring myself, my wishes, but it's also honoring the other person. And that clarity in language is so helpful in every relationship that we're in. Clarity in our language really does come off as somebody being more confident. I remember one of my coaches told me, you know, Rozalind, having clarity in your communication and forming clear agreements is going to help people trust you more. And I really get that now. It's like by being really clear with other people, by saying no more often, and like really just telling people how you feel about something and forming an agreement with them, like that's true confidence, and that's attractive. It's super attractive to work with people who have clear language. And I love this. You're training your mind and your heart to trust that you are capable, because you are capable, right? I know we can often think that we're not, but it's through taking those tiny little actions, through honoring ourselves of what we truly desire and just going for it, even if it feels scary, having those hard conversations, all of those things really matter. I'm just going to give you one last reminder. Confidence is already in you and it's waiting to be discovered. You just have to remember who you truly are, because confidence is within all of us. We might not feel confident all the time, and I don't think there's anyone on the planet who does, but confidence is within all of us, and it's just a beautiful journey to go on when we just let it happen. We experiment, we try different systems to really tap into our confidence, and it's just so rewarding. So I'll leave it at that. I know I've been rambling long enough. I hope it helped. Please, if anything really resonated for you, reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. And also, if you want to dig deeper and try a coaching session with me, let's connect. I'll leave all of that stuff in the write-up so that you can tap into it. Okay, big hugs and have a beautiful day. Mwah!